Hello, my name is Terry Caines. My business is Distinctive Treasures by Terry, and I am here today to show you how to make these cute snow bells. This is going to be part one. It's going to be in at least two parts. Isn't it cute? So, let me flip you down and rotate you. And oops, I hit the zoom. Let's go back. All right. There's a little light on the subject. There we are. So, this is the cute snow bell, and it's pretty bright. Let's try dimming. There we go. And there's a call bell. Cute face. So, snow bell, here we go. First, you need a bell. I got my bells from Amazon. It's called a call bell. You need a primer. This is Rust-Oleum flat gray primer that I use to spray the bells with. Also, some white, black, burnt orange, pumpkin, turquoise, whispering turquoise, and deep burgundy paint. I also used, these are optional, a black and a white Posca pen. The tips on these are the fine tip. The fine tip pen. They are an acrylic paint marker. For cheeks, I use Pan Pastel. This color is Permanent Red. Permanent Red. You can also use any paint of your choice and dry brush the cheeks on. Use a stylus to make dots for the snowflakes. An eraser in case I make a boo-boo when drawing on the eyes or the nose. I have a pencil and a white watercolor pencil for markings, and some paintbrushes. I have a 12-inch filbert, a 20-aught liner, and a number 2 round. You can see those. I also used a sea sponge, a piece of a sea sponge here, like this. And this is wet. I have made it damp already. I'll make it damp a little bit more because we're going to sponge some paint on after the base coating. So those are the supplies. I do shade, so probably need another brush. We'll pick a 3/8 inch shader. Any brand will do. Your favorite brand. And let me put the paints up here. So when I get the bells, I prime them first with the spray paint. I usually use a gray because it's easy to paint over and to cover. So here is my spray painted bell already. Then I take the bell. After I spray it, I take the bell apart. The little top comes off, and these two pieces become separate. So as you can see, the spray paint did not get all the way in here, but it's okay. It'll be fine. All you need, it has a little bit, all you need is a little covering on it to give it some tooth. So here is my gray bell. Now we're going to paint. First, we're going to base coat the top of the bell with turquoise. My sophisticated paint palette here, my paper plate. And I have a jar of water over here to rinse my brushes with. So we're going to take some turquoise paint and we are going to it takes a couple coats, I think. We'll see. It all depends on what you like. How's everybody doing today? I'm in South Florida. We're having beautiful weather right now. It's November. We had a cold snap a few days ago, which was very unusual for this time of year. It got down in the 40s at night, and it was kind of chilly. Some people don't have heat down here. We have heat. Our neighbor doesn't have heat. All right, so the first coat is on, and I'm going to give it a blow dry. This is a heated tool by Ranger. I see a line. Let me smooth that out a little bit. Now watch, it gets hot. Don't leave it in one place too long. You don't want your paint to bubble up and peel off. Okay. And once you've done that, you got to let it cool a little bit because it can get quite hot. I thought these little bells, snow bells, were adorable. I had painted on some bells years ago, a different kind of bell. And when I saw these, the style of bell, I thought that it would be really cute. It's a nice, it's around the holidays now. So it's a nice gift. Something little, co-workers, neighbors, even family. I know the little kid, my grandkids would love this. And it's just going to take 2 coats of this turquoise. There we go. And I'm going to rinse my brush. And put my finger in it. And then we're going to run the hairdryer again, or the heat tool. Because the next thing we're going to do is some sponging. Because I want my snowman or woman. The girls have bows in their hairs, boys don't. Not that snowmen have hair, but just anything to make it cute. Woohoo! That's a little warm. Alrighty. Alright, next we have sea sponge. Mine got a little dried out, so I'm just going to dip it in the water and this paper towel. It's moist, so I'm going to take out some of the moisture. You don't want it drippy, but you do want it a little damp. And we'll take some white paint and we're going to put it on my fancy palette. And I'm going to mix. What can I mix with? I guess there's a palette knife. You need something to mix with. You can use a palette knife, toothpick, whatever you like. And we're going to put a little bit of this turquoise. We're going to lighten it. We're going to do this in layers and to give this snow bell some depth. So first we'll start with turquoise and a bit of light. And it's not an exact science. This is, it needs to be lighter. Like maybe we're going to do this 3-4 times with different adjustments of color to the turquoise, and then eventually be white, just white. So let's see. I grip my sponge. I get it in a place where I can hold it good. And then I tap it in the paint and tap around on my plate. I'm going to give it a tap on a paper towel just to get off some of the excess paint. And then I'm going to tap around on the snow bell. And just kind of, you don't want to cover up all the blue particularly. But we're going to do this several times, so you don't want to make it solid, the new color. So tap, 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 tap. Is my light a little bright? Huh? It's pretty good. All right, I'm going to set the bell down, rinse my fingers off that are getting painty. Then I'm going to rub the sponge on the paper towel. Get some of that paint off. We're going to be using about the same color, so doesn't need to be washed out. So we're going to make more of that lighter, and then we're going to make it even lighter than that. So this is going to be a super pale. I might even add a dash of white to that for our next layer. And mix it up. Okay. I'm going to dry it with the heat tool, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so now we're going to take our sponge. Mine dried out just a titch, so I'm going to put a little bit of water on it. And we're going to go into the lightest blue that we just made. And my bell's all dried and cooled off. Grab hold of it properly, we'll be okay. I'm tapping off on my paper towel a little bit. And then we're going to tap on the bell. Tap around. There we go. Right? That looks pretty good. All right, so we're going to dry this again. I'll try to be quick. it's still pretty blue. So we're going to start with some white now. All right, got that dried. And let's wipe out a sponge. I'm just pressing and wiping. I'm going to dip into a little bit of water, press and wipe again. Okay, now we're going to put some more white paint out. And this time we're just going to use plain old white. So fold this in. I try to get it so that it's looks like a pouncer. Tap into the white, tap off on the towel a little bit. Then we're going to tap on the bell. And I move the sponge around as I'm tapping. The blue undertone kind of makes him look cold. Tap, tap, tap. These would be adorable if you had a business that had a little bell out front. Had these at a craft show. People made customers laugh. They were just happy to see them. And dinging my bells. All right, here we go. And at this point, you need to make a decision. Is this, I'm trying to get, it looks a little darker on camera than it is in front of me. Okay, so you have to decide, is this good for you? Here's my original. My original is whiter. So I am going to do another coat of white. Get my sponge ready. And tap, tap, tap on the plate. And tap, tap, tap on the paper towel. And then we're going to tap, tap, tap around the bell. Because we want him to look cold, but we don't want him to look super blue. So I live in Florida. I have 3 cats. They are rescues. We rescued, my husband and I, Tom, we rescued a litter. 3 kitty cats. Their mom got hit by a car, and somebody found the kittens. And they were fostered, not by us, but by somebody else. And we got them when they were about 4 months old. And they're 4.5 years old now, and they are very fat, happy cats. They're well cared for. Spoiled rotten is more like it. All right, let's try this again. And see how it looks. So, let's see. It still looks darker on camera. It is white, as in the color white, than it appears on my screen. Let's compare with the original. And they look about the same. So I think we'll stop with that coat. You can always do another one if you want. Nobody says you can't. It's your bell. You can do it however you want. So, okay, while that is drying, we're going to do the base. Base coat the base. Here's the base. And we're going to do turquoise on the base. So I'm back to my big filbert here, my 12 filbert, back into the turquoise paint. And this is what we're working on. And I just paint. I don't paint underneath this side. That is black. That's how it came from the manufacturer. And we're just going to give it a coat of turquoise. I love turquoise. It's one of my favorite colors. These bluish colors. I'm not going to paint up on this either. If you get paint on it like this, it doesn't matter because you're not going to see it. Let's go all the way around. Then, of course, you know, we're going to dry it. I'm going to try to keep these videos at about a half hour each. I know this will take 2 parts. It may even take 3. I'm not sure. Okay. And here we go. A little warm down there. And let it cool down a little bit. So anyway, my cats, there's 2 orange tabbies. Those are the boys. And there's a calico, which is a girl. So the boys are cinnamon and nutmeg. And the girl is spicy. She's a spicy kitty. Guess calicos are known for having a feisty attitude in life. And we have to do another coat of the turquoise on here. My stomach is making all kinds of weird noises. I hope you can't hear that. It's not hungry, it's just noisy. And turn it around. Do the side. My computer, I don't know. Keeps flipping between hardwired and Bluetooth. Weird. And we'll dry this, and that'll be all we do today on this video. Next time we'll be doing some shading and detail work. One of my favorite things, detail work. So this is what you should have. You have the top that's sponged and the bottom that's turquoise. Okay? Thanks for watching. I will see you soon on my next video. I can figure out how to stop this.